place. Nobody, but nobody wanted to do a roller.
We are
coaster.
recording.
I wanted to
Okay,
do a
thank you.
roller coaster, but nobody go with it. They drive me weird for a 52-year-old man to do a roller coaster. So.
Welcome, everyone. It's Monday, August 25th, 2025. It's time for our regularly scheduled city council meeting. The clerk would certify the meeting notice, please.
This meeting has been noticed in accordance with Idaho Code 74-204.
Clerk, call the roll, please.
Councilmember Jacobs?
Here.
Councilmember Jorgensen? Here. Councilmember Page?
Here.
Councilmember Rasmussen?
Here.
Thank you. If you join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Are there changes to the agenda? Okay, seeing none, we'll move on to the consent agenda.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes.
I'd like to make a motion that we approve the consent agenda as it's written.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
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 Any opposed? Okay, motion carries. Move down to special business. Council President Page, would you take F1, please?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Permission to poll the council.
Yes.
Council members, the standard here is significant adverse impact to the city. After reviewing the notice of decision, does anyone wish to call out the decision on the agenda, in the packet?
No.
No.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Any specific questions on the monthly staff reports that are in the packet? Okay. Before I go any further, I want to welcome, we have a number of candidates in the office tonight, in the council chambers tonight. That's why I'm leaving. I can't remember where I am. So welcome to all of you. Good to see, I missed you. So yes, you bet. Nice to see you. Thank you for your interest in advancing the interests of the city. It's takes a lot of Star was just mentioning that it takes a special kind of person to do this, to put yourself out there, and you're all special kinds of people for your willingness to do it. So, and we have another one up here on the Diaz, of course, Bill. So anyway, I wanted to acknowledge you and thank you for being here. Okay, we'll go to G1. This is a public hearing on resolution 1213-25. This is to take our foregone property taxes for fiscal year 2026 and provide an effective date. This is on page 34 in your packet.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes.
I would move that we approve.
Mr. Mayor, we do need to open the public.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh,
You're
okay.
right. Sorry. Is there anyone here? I'll open the public hearing on resolution 1213-25 and ask if there's anyone here that would like to testify regarding that. Do we have anyone online? It looks like our technology is working tonight. Anyone online that wants to chime in? Okay, seeing no one, we'll close the public hearing on resolution 1213-25. The matter is properly before the council. Councilmember Rasmussen.
Mr. Mayor, I move that we approve resolution 1213-25, which is a resolution to take foregone property taxes for the fiscal year 2026 budget and providing an effective date.
I would second.
Got a motion and a second. Any discussion on the motion? Okay, hearing none, the clerk call roll.
Councilmember Jacobs?
Yes.
Councilmember Jorgensen? Yes. Councilmember Page?
Yes.
Councilmember Rasmussen?
Yes.
Great, thank you. Motion carries. Item G2. Also a resolution, public hearing for 1214-25, amending the billing policy of the city. This is raising your rates for sewer and water, if you're wondering, those of you, to keep up with inflation. So we'll open the public hearing for resolution 1214-25. Is there anyone here that would like to testify regarding this item? Anyone on Zoom? Okay, seeing none, close the public hearing on resolution 1214-25. By way of explanation, our utility system is designed as an enterprise, meaning that the city is authorized to charge what it costs to provide the service. And in our world, the service seems more expensive every year, so you get rate increases. The significant part of our sewer increase is a pass-through from the city of Boise. Garden City has its own collection system. That's the pipes and the lift stations. But Boise, we pump it to Boise and they treat it. So we pay them to treat it via contract. And as their costs increase, that's passed through us to you. And then, of course, everything we do costs more as well. Okay, the matter is properly before the council on resolution 1214-25.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes.
with your indulgence, I do have a question for the controller of the city.
Yes.
Ms. Livy, there's a note regarding the special assessment for breweries.
Yes.
Do we have a timeline on when that will be in effect and what the impact may be?
Sure. Thank you, Mayor, Councilmember Jorgensen, for asking that question. We actually have another meeting with Boise City tomorrow to lay out that timeline. Boise met with their breweries a little within the last year, and there's really two components. Boise outlines what they call a connection fee. So when a new business comes in, Boise analyzes that business and anticipates what their impact will be to the system. And based on that, they buy capacity. And that capacity is a connection fee. And what they have found is that the breweries, because it was such an unknown industry for so many years, are having more of an impact on the system than anticipated. So step one, they're going back to the breweries, and if they meet a certain threshold of production, they will have to buy additional capacity through an increased connection fee. After that, we're also looking at their monthly sewer charges. Sewer is based on what they call a strength rate. You're charged based on the water that you used that is anticipated going into the sewer, but the contents of that discharge also puts you into a different category. For example, restaurants, fast food restaurants are in the highest category because they contribute a lot to the sewer. There's a lot of grease, even though they have interceptors. There's a lot of food product that makes it through. And again, what they're finding with the breweries is what's coming out as that discharge is significant to the system. That being said, a brewery is brewing a product that ends up as a liquid. So we've gone through and looked at the calculations. Boise has looked at national and industry standards. So here's your education. So it takes 7 gallons of water to make a gallon of beer. So we get reports from ABC that tells us how much beer.
Say who ABC is.
Oh, I'm sorry, Alcohol Beverage Control through the Idaho State Police. Sorry, I'm used to my acronyms. So we get monthly reports from ABC, and that tells us how many gallons of beer each brewery is producing each month. From that, we take how much water they used back into a production number and say, okay, 7 gallons of the water was used towards beer production. Of that, 5.3 gallons went into the sewer. 10% is lost for evaporation. Because we want to be equitable. We don't want to charge them for all of the water going into the sewer if in fact it is not. So we go through and we'll be doing a calculation on how much beer they produced, how much of that went into the sewer, what strength category should that be. And then many of the breweries have a tap room that has faucets, dishwashers, restrooms. That's a different strength category than the beer. So we will actually be doing some pretty unique calculations to determine what their monthly sewer bill should be. When Boise met with the breweries in Boise. Of course, they have a brewers association and they're a very tight network. So they met with the one brewery, and before they could meet with the second, everybody knew that this was coming. So they met with them all together, which is what we will do. And we will bring representatives from Boise with us when we meet with each of the breweries here and talk to them about the connection fees and the monthly sewer fees and how we may have to break their sewer bill into different components. Part of the reason I do want the council to be aware is there was outreach to Boise City's council. There were, obviously some concerns about these increased costs, and Boise dialed it back a little bit, did some more research, spent a little more time. So once we go through our meeting tomorrow, I will get some more information out to the council, and I'll let you know when we're going to be meeting with the breweries and how all that goes. Interestingly, Garden City has 7 breweries. Boise has 7 breweries. So we actually have quite a high capacity or quite a high concentration of breweries in Garden City. Most of them are quite small. They're not producing a large amount like, say, a Payette or a Sockeye is. But we do have Western Collective, which is putting out about 14,000 gallons of beer a month. And they also produce beer for other, they have excess capacity. So they produce beer for other distributors. So it's been a long journey for Boise, and we've been kind of waiting to let them get everything fully vetted before we headed down that path.
Thank you very
Long
much. I
effort,
really
yeah.
appreciate all
Yeah.
the detail.
You're
Right.
welcome.
Thank you, Mr.
And for those of you paying sewer bills, which I think is all of us, if we don't get it right, then the breweries can enjoy essentially a subsidy of their bill from our residential customers. So, because the city's charged on the volume and the strength calculation too. So just want to get that right. So everybody pays on the basis of what they're contributing to the system. So, okay, any other? Okay, I forgot, did we make a motion or not?
No, no
Oh,
motion yet. Mr. Mayor, I just want to acknowledge for our constituents. I know everyone on the council, when we go knocking doors, we meet many people on fixed incomes. Purse strings are tight. These increases are sizable for someone that's watching every penny. And I just want to make a record that we acknowledge that, and that this is just a pass-through fund. This is not a Garden City increase. It's an increase that's a function of inflation and additional costs being pushed to Garden City from our partners that treat our water. I just want to make a record of that for those listening.
Okay, thank you. Anything else? Okay, matters before the council.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes.
I would move to approve resolution 1214-25, resolution amending the billing policy of the city of Garden City pursuant to Title VI, Chapter 3 of the Municipal Code, increasing or adding certain utility fees and providing for an effective date.
I'd second.
And a motion and a second. Any discussion on the motion? Hearing none, the clerk call the roll.
Councilmember Jorgensen?
Yes.
Councilmember Page?
Yes.
Councilmember Rasmussen?
Yes.
Councilmember Jacobs?
Yes.
Thank you. Item G3, this is also a public hearing, ordinance 1059-25. This is our annual appropriation ordinance for the fiscal year beginning October 1st in the amount of $31,449,021. Council, we've had, this is based on the tentative budget that was approved by the council and brought forward. Before I open the public hearing, council, are there any comments or additional
Mr. Mayor,
pieces of information? Yes.
what's the update on Valley Transit and their request?
Well, the update is our budget does not include any additional money besides the dues we pay. So for those of you in the audience, Valley Regional Transit requests a significant amount of money for the bus service in town. And that's not something the city's been able to fund for many years. Last year, we were able to fund an extra $10,000 because of our revenue over expenditures that we enjoyed at the end of the year. The decision, if you pass the budget, the decision that was brought forward in the tentative budget was that those resources were needed in other places to maintain our levels of service.
Thank you.
Yes, any other questions? Okay, I'll open the public hearing on ordinance 1059-25. Is there anyone here that would like to testify regarding the appropriations ordinance? Is there anyone online? Okay, thank you. Seeing no one wishing to testify, I'll close the public hearing on ordinance 1059-25. Matters properly before the council.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes.
I move to approve ordinance 1059-25. An ordinance terms to be the annual appropriation ordinance for fiscal year beginning October 1, 2025, appropriating the sum of $31,449,021 to defray expenses and liabilities of the city of Garden City.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Any discussion on the motion?
Mr. Mayor?
Yes.
I would just like to comment and express my gratitude for the thoughtful approach to our budget this year in the face of strong winds of adversity. I applaud you and our city's controller and treasurer who provided several options for this council to consider. They were very thoughtful. It was very well organized, and the pros and cons of each. And I sincerely appreciated the information and the options. And I want to congratulate both of you for presenting options that kept this budget balanced and without putting us in a situation that many other local municipalities are faced with right now, in going back to their constituents and the taxpayers asking for, more money in other ways. So thank you both very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. It's Lisa's predominantly left-brained, so we get along pretty well. No, thank you. Much appreciated. And a lot of our staff's heavily involved, our senior staff, as we kind of work through how we can try to maintain our service levels, but still tighten the belt that's already pretty tight. So anyway, we've got a great team here. Any other discussion on the motion? Okay, hearing none, clerk call the roll.
Councilmember Page,
Yes.
Councilmember Rasmussen,
Yes.
Councilmember Jacobs,
Yes.
Councilmember Jorgensen.
Yes.
Ordinance 1059-25, an ordinance to be termed the annual appropriation ordinance for the fiscal year beginning October 1, 2025, appropriating the sum of $31,449,021 to defray the expenses and liabilities of the city of Garden City for said fiscal year, authorizing a levy of a sufficient tax upon the taxable property and specifying the objects and purposes for which said appropriation is made, providing for conflicts and approving for an effective date.
Thank you. Item G4 would be a motion to suspend the rules, adopt and publish ordinance 1059-25.
Mr. Mayor.
Yes.
I move to suspend the rules and adopt and publish ordinance 1059-25.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Any discussion on the motion? Okay, hearing none, the clerk call the roll.
Councilmember Rasmussen,
Yes.
Councilmember Jacobs,
Yes.
Councilmember Jorgensen.
Yes.
Councilmember Page.
Yes.
Thank you. Incidentally, for the audience, normally we don't adopt an ordinance until we've heard it 3 times at 3 different council meetings. So we have time to make any adjustments or But on the appropriation ordinance, we have a deadline that doesn't allow us to do that. So the schedule builds into it the need to do what we just did. So we don't turn it in on time. That's like really not good. So we didn't want to miss that. Okay, we'll go to item G5 now, resolution 1215-25. Mr. Wadums.
Thank you, Mayor, members of the council. This is a resolution to renew the lease for my annex office over at the Ada County Courthouse. To remind the mayor and council, I use that office when I prosecute criminal code enforcement cases for the city under the municipal code, when I prosecute felony conflicts with the Ada County prosecutor, and when we deal with civil matters over at the Ada County Courthouse. I'm recommending that you pass this resolution. The rent is as it has been, which is $360 a month. And I recommend passage of this resolution. Thank you.
Thank you. Any questions of Mr. Wadums? Okay, these next three items are not public hearings, so the matter is properly before the council.
Mr. Mayor.
Yes.
I recall when I worked for the city attorney's office, what a relief that room was when I had to check things, pull records. This is not just another place for Mr. Wadums to put his feet up on the desk. Real work happens there, and without that, you're sharing your lap with defendants and other people in a courtroom. So I endorse this continued agreement and would move to approve resolution 1215-25 for the renewal of a lease agreement, office space at the Ada County Courthouse.
Second that.
Got a motion and a second. Any discussion on the motion? Hearing none, the clerk call the roll.
Councilmember Jacobs?
Yes.
Councilmember Jorgensen?
Yes.
Councilmember Page?
Yes.
Councilmember Rasmussen?
Yes.
Thank you. Next item, resolution 1216-25. Mr. Wadums.
Thank you, Mayor's member of the council. My legal memorandum starts on page 49 of your packet. The proposed resolution is on page 52 of your packet, along with the equipment transfer agreement. And what this is there's a SWAT team between the Garden City Police Department and the Meridian Police Department, and they want to just swap some equipment. It's legal. I looked at all the statutes. Everything's fine. Recommend approval and passage of this resolution. Thank you.
Okay, any questions, Mr. Wadums? Okay, hearing none, the matter is before the council.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes.
I move for, to approve resolution 1216-25, authorizing the equipment transfer agreement between Garden City Police Department and the Meridian Police Department and providing for an effective date.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Any discussion on the motion? Hearing none, the clerk call the roll.
Councilmember Jorgensen?
Yes.
Councilmember Page?
Yes.
Councilmember Rasmussen?
Yes.
Councilmember Jacobs?
Yes.
Thank you. Item G7, resolution 1217-25. Mr. Wadums.
Thank you. Last one I have on the agenda, Mayor, members of the council, my legal memorandum starts on page 56. The proposed resolution is on page 58. And then some photos, some exhibits to the resolution that start on page 60. This is a little bit unique. I haven't seen one of these every day. And so here in a minute, I'm going to ask for Colin Schmidt, our Public Works Director, to help me with the factual recitation of what happened. As I understand it, there's some people that live at 4750 and 4760 North Riverside Place that decided they just wanted to start cutting down our trees on our public property, which is potentially a misdemeanor, and you can't be doing that. They created a nuisance, and Colin can speak to that nuisance. The question before the council, though, is what does the city do about it? There's a statute in the Idaho code that says if the city declares it to be a nuisance, which I'm recommending you do, we can do that, and then the city can take action to abate the nuisance, and then we can ask the people that created the nuisance, actually not ask, tell the people that created the nuisance that they're going to pay for the expense, which is about $2,600. Colin can explain that to you. So this resolution says a couple of things. One, that this tree is a nuisance. Two, city can spend some money to take care of it under the public health and safety. And three, we're going to recoup that cost from the people that took their chainsaw to our tree. That's my legal presentation. My recommendation is passage of resolution 1217-25. And I defer to Mr. Schmidt on what happened down there by the river. Thank you.
Mayor, council members, Mr. Wadums is correct. We have not had a situation like this since I've been the Public Works Director. our staff, the park staff, was called out on August 4th to take a look at a branch that was precariously perched between a couple other branches, and I'm sure you've seen the photos of it. Potentially it could have been a problem. We were brought out to assess the situation and come up with a solution on what to do with it. So as our staff member was out there, he started to notice that somebody had already taken a chainsaw to this tree and tried to take it down. During that, though, I think the chore became a little bit bigger than the two folks who were involved could handle on their own. So they stopped. We got the call to come out there. At that point, we taped everything off. The only thing that we had going for us is that the way the tree was leaning, if it did fall down, it would fall into the little side channel off the Boise River. Really would not have caused a big issue. So we end up calling our arborist to come over and take a look at it. They said that the tree, the way it's sitting right now, it absolutely has to come down. It did not have to come down prior to what the folks did, but after putting a chainsaw to it, it has to come down. So we're waiting for approval from you to go ahead and take care of this and approach them for some kind of reimbursement for a situation that was made much, much worse by their actions. We would have had to pay somebody to come out and remove the branch that was sitting up on top, which would not have really been a big deal. And I think there was a breakdown of the costs in your packet. Now it's a little bit bigger deal. A side note, when our folks were out there, they noticed that there were about 5 or 6 trees adjacent to the one that is now coming down that were limbed up about 8 feet, freshly cut with the chainsaw. These weren't hacked down. And I have my own theories as to why that may have happened, and you probably can all come up with the same idea. But those trees now, there's a much nicer view of the river. So, and just also, I'd like to mention that this is something that Ms. Thornborough has been a little concerned with in the past, that folks have taken some liberties out there with some of the trees that either are in Garden City jurisdiction, and most of them are part of the Department of Lands, because they sit about the 6,500 mark, about the high water mark. So at that point, those trees no longer belong to anybody except the state. And to get their permission to do something, that's pretty tough to do, because they don't consider them obscuring a view. They're part of the natural habitat, fish. There are a whole string of folks who are interested in those trees staying exactly how they are. So with all of that, I guess before you tonight is whether or not to approve remediation of this situation and then request reimbursement. So yeah, I'll stand for any questions if you have any.
Any questions? Yes.
Thank you, Director Schmidt. Just for our friends who maybe haven't looked at the packet and want to participate here meaningfully, would you please show page 60 of the packet?
I'm sure we can, Mayor, Councilmember Page, I'm sure we could.
And I don't, there's some other ones I don't want to show, but let's just show 60 and
60, 61, pretty good.
I think 60 and 61. There's some privacy stuff with some of the other ones, I think. So let's not do that.
We'll see a lot of pruning in my work in this. Let's see.
I feel like there's let's just make a record that we don't engage in self-help on the Greenbelt.
Yeah, 60, 61. Yeah. I think the side view is pretty good too. The next one. That's my favorite. Scroll through here. There it is.
Yeah. Good stuff.
So Mayor, if I may, the way I understand it is 2,600 and 2629, that's an additional expense on top of what we would have had to have paid, is my understanding. So that is that's what we're going to be asking for them to do. And I can also say I've worked all kinds of nuisances over the years. I've done criminal prosecution on nuisances. I've done civil prosecution on nuisances. I've done all kinds of things on nuisances. in my 22 years here, but I've never done a tree nuisance, so this is a new one for me. But if the council gives me the green light, I have a demand letter ready to go to the property owners. Thank you.
Hey, is council willing to expand Mr. Wadham's portfolio?
Mr. Mayor, I move to approve resolution 1217-25. This is declaring the cottonwood tree a nuisance and authorizing Mr. Wadums to abate.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Any discussion on the motion?
Mr. Mayor,
Yes.
I, just looking at this, obviously it's a very malicious effort. I think it's one thing to maybe limb up or take a few branches down, but I mean, they're trying to cut this entire tree down, obviously, so I think that warrants the abatement that you're doing. I'll do my thing.
Thank you.
Mr. Mayor?
Yes.
It's a different perspective. So I've been walking my dog past this area for the last couple of weeks. And I think initially it started with after a storm and there were some broken branches was my observation. And then you can imagine my distress when I noted branches and logs starting to pile up. And I have to say that I was very grateful to realize that this wasn't activity being managed by the city, because it was very, very concerning. If you are actually walking in that area, the risk that has now been created, it's shocking. And it's shocking to me that any individuals would consider public lands and public property to be under their purview for maintenance. So I'm absolutely flabbergasted and incredibly grateful that it wasn't our effort. So I just wanted to, for the record, absolutely approve this resolution, but secondly, ensure that the community members are well advised that there's property lines for a reason, and to conduct maintenance or destruction outside of those property lines certainly should carry the cost that is incurred in remediating the problems that have been created.
Thank you. Anything further in discussion? Hearing none, the clerk call the roll.
Councilmember Page?
Yes.
Councilmember Rasmussen?
Yes.
Councilmember Jacobs?
Yes.
Councilmember Jorgensen?
Yes.
Great, thank you. That concludes the business on our agenda tonight, and entertain a motion to adjourn.
I so move.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
We stand adjourned.